Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this in one go, therefore I apologise in advance if I stumble over my words going forwards, and indeed if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well. If there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it can't be helped, and hopefully it's not too much of an issue for you. Today is yet another Eurovision 2021 related video here on my channel, and another video that I have to be honest, I am filming on a complete whim. At this moment in time, as I'm recording this, it is almost 10 p.m. here in England, and in just a few minutes' time, another national final contender is going to be thrust upon us, if you will. It's a contender for Finland. The song's called Play, and Laura is the artist in question. Now, Laura, of course, has been at Eurovision twice before. For Estonia as part of Sun Tribe, didn't qualify in 2005 with Let's Get Loud in Kiev, and then in Kiev again in 2017 alongside Koit Tume and the song Verona, which was a bit of a fan favourite but ultimately flopped in the end. The juries really weren't keen on that one. So, as I'm looking at it here, it says it premieres in 60 seconds, and I'm going to react to it. Why not? My live reaction, if you will, but I'm also going to talk about some of the other songs from the national finals so far that I am enjoying at the moment. We haven't got a whole lot, but as we move through the rest of January, certainly into February, we are going to get so many more songs being released. I can't wait for the Sanremo songs in Italy, for example. Can't wait for the Melfest songs. It's going to be really fantastic. I'm going to make a brief start, but then I will pause to give you my absolute first thoughts on Laura's entry. I could have done this last night, because the Finnish national final contenders are being released pretty much one per evening at the moment, so I could have done this yesterday or the other day, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, Lithuania, we have had some of the national final songs released so far, because their first heat was last weekend at the time of recording this video. So it was filmed on the 12th of January, but broadcast on the 16th. 5 songs out of 10 went through. I'm just keeping an eye on the Laura video, of which just under 500 are waiting to watch it. Voldemars Pedersens was the male singer who came out on top with Never Fall For You Again, which has a really good beat, and it's quite catchy, and it feels fairly contemporary to me, but it is a little bit on the repetitive side. Nevertheless, 12 points from the jury. The jury, I should say, included Aiste, who represented Lithuania with a cracking song back in 1999. Never Fall For You Again. Yeah, it's a great song, but only 6 points from the public. So let's be realistic here. It's probably not going to win the Lithuanian selection this year. He's been involved a few times in the past. Second was Titas and Benas with No. That did quite well with the public. Not quite as well with the jury, but still 10 and 18 overall. And we are just 2 minutes away from hearing Laura's entry, so I'll just turn that down. Anyway, 2 guys, a little bit cheesy, nothing massively original. I don't mind it, but I'm not sure it's the right choice. Martina Jezepchikaite with Thank You Very Much. I apologise for my pronunciation of the names here. That was, it has to be said, the clear favourite with the Lithuanian public, but only 5 points from the juries. This is quite a sassy number, the camera sort of panning around her at one point. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not sure what the appeal is myself. It's not bad, but it's not brilliant in my opinion. Shadows by Milita finished 4th, did fairly well with the jury, not so much with the public. That's probably the best one of the Lithuanian national final songs that we know so far. Great vocals. Da, 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 da. I mean, it's just really, really pleasant to listen to. Cracking stuff. And then BU, which appears to be a band, female-driven vocals. Love Yourself. Got a really toe-tapping sort of 80s thing going on. Really quite like it. That just creeped through, shall we say, into the final on 13 points. I'll talk about the others in just a moment, but certainly Milita was my favourite from that heat. Tom Yukas was last. That song wasn't very good. The styling wasn't fantastic. He was in a sort of orange top and mid-length hair, and the high notes weren't great. Twosome with I Love My Bear was quite chaotic, fun, but not one of their best. The guy with a sort of black streak across his eyes, and the bloke dressed up as a bear. Fun, but you can't take it that seriously. 10 seconds to go. I'll briefly mention Aldegunda, Sit Down. I barely remember it. I think it was a bit of a rock number, but it didn't go through, and she had been in the national final before in the past as well. Anyway, absolute first thoughts on Laura with Play for Finland. She's in a pink dress. Bit of an acoustic guitar beat here. Just over 1,000 watching. Oh. I'm expecting a big chorus here. Somebody else has said we need a good chorus. Better mood game. This is not bad. But it really needs to build up, you know, it's a slow burner. The verses are better than the chorus, somebody says. This is not the best reaction, I know, but for some reason I want to say this feels very 90s. The chorus needs more oomph. Come on. Here we go. I don't like better mood game. I do like the whole idea of doing lyric videos. This has got a pretty decent beat. Certainly enjoyable, but not enough power. And it seems to be running out of steam. Is that it? Oh no, a bit more. That's it. Yeah. Well, that certainly wasn't the most exciting reaction you've ever seen. But anyway, Laura with Play. I may as well talk about it while I'm here. That was absolutely fine. That's all I can really say about it. It had a good beat. It didn't really go anywhere, did it? Didn't really build up to much. A fairly disappointing final chorus where I was expecting something a bit grander. The instrumentation to build up more. It just didn't really happen. Quite simplistic in a way. Good vocals. I know that she'll be able to sing this live pretty well. But as far as I'm concerned, there is a much better song in contention for Finland, and more on that in a minute. Let me just see what some of the comments are saying. Maybe a revamp would help it. I don't think there'll be one. Like, why are they talking about Israel? Bye-bye. So anyway, where was I? Lithuania. Donata finished 7th in the first heat. That was a sort of, again, I use the word sassy. Sounds so similar to songs we've had in national finals in the past. The juries quite liked it, public less so. This did feel a little bit generic and maybe a bit dated too. And then just missing out was this rather chaotic number by Black Spikes and Indra. Don't tell me the name of it. It was the first song of the evening. They went for this sort of gothic, almost early Evanescence thing, but nowhere near as good as early Evanescence. Maybe that's a terrible comparison. But it was two individuals mainly, and it was a bit of a rock number. I wasn't such a fan. I really wasn't. I mean, The staging, yes, it holds your attention, but the song needs to as well, and it just missed out. Public gave it 8 points, the jury's killed it. More songs to come from Lithuania. In fact, I've just seen that the Roop, who are automatic qualifiers in the Lithuanian selection, their song Discotheque is released this Friday at the time of recording this video. Moving on to Sweden, we don't know any of the songs yet, but there's so many I'm looking forward to. Croatia, we know the running order for Dora, which will take place on the 13th of February, but we don't know any of the songs just yet. Norway, going for a similar format to what they did last year with MGP. We've had one heat so far, and some of the automatic qualifiers have been released too. In Heat 1, we had Stina Tallinn, BD Bell, Jorn, and Blossomafia featuring Hazel, and it was that latter entry, that latter act, that has gone through. The song's called Let Loose. It's essentially the Norwegian Sunstroke project. This sort of brassy saxophone sound, purple lighting, if I recall. It only happened the other day, but I've already forgotten. It's not a bad entry, but I thought Stina was better, albeit a much safer, plainer track. Jorn was great. Sort of, we get a song like this every year in MGP, it seems. Certainly in most of the Scandinavian national finals, this sort of rocky number with pyros or flames, things like that. I thought it was pretty good, and in all honesty, it was the best performance in my opinion. But it didn't even get through the duels. And then BD Bell was utterly forgettable in my opinion. In Heat 2, the songs were revealed earlier today, which is the 18th of January. Daniel Owen with Psycho, that is very radio friendly, but doesn't leave much of an impression on me. Ketil Stokkan, been at Eurovision twice before, 1990, I just want to double check this. He was born in 1956, 1990 and 1986, his previous 2 entries. He had Romeo, Romeo, I think that was his song in 1986, and then Brandenburger Tor, which finished last, I believe, in 1990. Anyway, he's back with My Life Is Okay, and this is just so weak, it surely has no chance. Let's be realistic. Maria Solheim with Nordlyse, which I believe is sung in a northern Norwegian dialect. Don't quote me on that, but I think I read that earlier, and I think that's really lovely. Great that we've got some of the Norwegian language in Norway's national selection, always a plus. This, yeah, it's not a song that really lives long in the memory, but it's pleasant to listen to. And then we have Ray Lee, back once again. The song is called Hero. It has this very Aha Take On Me meets Weekend Blinding Lights thing going on. Very 80s. It's the best song here, and it's the song that will probably progress. I can imagine Ray Lee going up against Ketil Stokkan and Daniel going up against Maria. We shall see. We do, of course, have automatic finalists, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. Kano are back with Monument, and it's a great song. Is it better than Spirit in the Sky? No. But 2 very different songs. Spirit in the Sky was a lot more jovial. Monument feels a little bit darker. The yoiking, if I'm saying that correctly, really nice touch, really love that. And it just blends into the song seamlessly. It really fits with the rest of the tune, if you see what I mean. It's the one to beat. But then we've got Tix with Ut av Mørket, which I'm probably pronouncing terribly wrong. But he's pretty well known in Norway, tons of hits, and that song has already charted, or is about to chart, very highly in Norway. So maybe he's actually the one that we should be focusing on, not Kano. But I must say, that performance that he did, the sort of preview, if you will, oh, I just didn't like the staging at all. And the song is fine, but it's really not on Monument's level, in my opinion. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Looking forward to hearing more from Norway. My favourite there is Kano. Then we have Estonia. Well, I think I've already briefly mentioned in previous videos my Eesti Laul 2021 favourites, but I'll just go through them. Lost in a Dance by Gram of Fun. That has a sort of 80s feel going on as well. Quite up-tempo. Kristel Aslide, been involved before in Eesti Laul. She's co-written this and is part of the group, I believe. One by One by Hans Naina. This is a bit underrated by a lot of Eurovision fans, but I think it's in with a pretty good shot. But then again, what do I know? Quite pleasant to listen to. Yuri Potsman's entry, I'm actually not a fan of at all, I'll be honest with you. We Could Have Been Beautiful by Koitume, which I did say was cheesy when I heard a snippet of it. I've listened to it plenty of times since. It would be a worthy Eurovision candidate. He's co-written the song, and I like the music video, and I think it's going to be a really nice performance live. What else is there to say about it? He's been involved so many times in Estilal. He's bound to do very well here. I also like Uku Savista, who would, of course, have represented Estonia in Rotterdam last year had the contest gone ahead. The lucky one, much better than Whatlev is, in my opinion. Got a bit more oomph to it. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Those are my favourites from Estonia. Albania, of course, their national finals already happened. The only two I really liked there, Inis Neziri with Pendes, and then also, I believe it is Florent Abrashi with Weiser, or Weiser. Apologies. Those two songs there, those are the only ones that really stood out to me, and I haven't really gone back and listened to the other ones yet, or sort of formed more of an opinion. But if I do, I'll let you know in a video. Finland, what we know so far, Danny's song. Now, Danny is a pretty well-known figure in Finland. He's in his mid-70s, and he was married, I believe, to Erika Wickman of Cicciolina fame. Anyway, his song, Siinä päivänä kun kaikki rakasta mua, was released last night as I'm recording this. It was a black and white video. It really didn't go anywhere, but it really wasn't that bad. Interesting lyrics. It really wasn't that bad, but I don't think it's going to win. Laura's song I've just reacted to, and to be honest, I've sort of already forgotten it. Ooh, that's not good. Then we have Oscar with Lie. That's the best one. If that was by a British artist, Lewis Capaldi, Ed Sheeran, somebody in that vein, and it wasn't for Eurovision, #1 in the charts, or certainly up there. This is a cracking song. Yes, it's nothing original, but I think it's really heartfelt. He's got great vocals. Will he win? Knowing Finland, probably not, because the Teflon Brothers, big act from Finland. They're a sort of rap group with Pandora, who had a couple of hits in Sweden predominantly many years ago. The two of them, I Love You, the name of the song. Paradise Oscar from 2011. Remember him? He's co-written this one. Oh, it's repetitive. It is catchy. But, oh, this is not the song that Finland should be sending. But I bet they will. I bet they will. The juries will kill it. As for Portugal, we know the composers, but not the singers just yet. And as for France, as far as I'm concerned, it's a toss-up between two. Alleluia by André Amad, which is just so catchy. It's got such a good sort of ethnic vibe going on. Da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da, ba-ba-da-da. Oh, yeah, it's really catchy. I really like that song. Male-female duo. It might win, but Barbara Pravi is right there with Voila. It's so French. That's the only way I can describe this. It's a big French ballad, and it's quite dramatic, but it's the sort of song that you just can really imagine how it's going to be staged, with just the spotlight on her. Voila, voila, voila. You know what I mean? It's going to be a real moment on stage. It could blow everything else away. And as far as I'm concerned, it is going to be one of those two acts that wins. Nothing else here is really doing the business for me. Philippine with Banon. That might do quite well. But all of the others, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, the end of the month for the national final in France. And that's it. We don't really know any other national final songs just yet. This video is almost 20 minutes. I think it's time I shut up. But feel free to let me know your thoughts. What are your national final favourites so far? Do you think there is a potential Eurovision winner that we already have heard? I'm not sure we have heard our Eurovision 2021 winner just yet. But then again, what do I know? By this time last year, I don't think I'd heard... Was Arcade released by this point last year? Or rather the year before? Don't think so. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I really am starting to ramble. I think Lie by Oscar is my overall national final favourite so far. I really do like that number. I might listen to it again in a minute. And yeah, roll on more national final songs. Roll on Eurovision 2021 season. In just a few weeks, perhaps by the end of this month, we will know what format this year's Eurovision Song Contest is going to look like. Will it be with a crowd, or more likely will it be with no crowd? We will wait and see. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Links to my other pages in the description below. Take care of yourselves. Hopefully the quality wasn't too bad. Bye for now. I'll be back soon.